every single time I come here to set up for the show, to set up to record a video, I always forget my little recorder button. That's the start-stop button. I always forget it over there, and I gotta reach over it. Welcome back to the channel. That's not your problem. That's my problem. Hope that you're doing well today. Hope you're feeling good. Let's go ahead and continue on English Settlement. We're gonna listen to the next track here on the album, which is Melt the Guns. What are we gonna melt them into? I don't know. Something. Put them down in the cauldron. Give it a good stir. We'll get some ore. Anyways, Melt the Guns, starting off side 3 of the album. Hope you guys are ready to get down. Hope you guys are ready to enjoy. Let's go ahead and pull it up. We'll give it a listen. We'll give it a talking about. And let's dive on in. Boom. I like the whooping. Turn that up a little bit, huh? Okay.
Programs of violence as entertainment brings the disease into your room.
Guitar is so good.
Which is man-made in metal is really the key to your own doom. Prevention is better than cure. Bad apples affecting the pure. You'll gather your senses, I'm sure that I agree to melt the guns, melt the guns, melt the guns, and never more to fire them. Melt the guns, melt the guns, melt the guns, and never more desire them. Melt the guns, melt the guns, melt the guns, and never more to fire them. Melt the guns, melt the guns, melt the guns, and never more desire them.
That guitar sounds so tasty. It reminds me of like Stevie Wonder a little bit. No, Overjoyed, doesn't it?
Children will want
It's
them.
not just me.
Mothers supply them as long as your killers are heroes. And all the media will feed the while Rome burns, acting like modern time heroes. Prevention is better than cure. Bad apples affecting the pure. You'll gather your senses, I'm sure that I agree to melt the guns, melt the guns, melt the guns, and never more to fire them. Melt the guns, melt the guns, melt the guns, and never more desire them. Melt the guns, you want to melt the guns, melt the guns, and never more to fire them. Melt the guns, melt the guns, melt the guns, and never more desire them.
I love the way after the bass is allowed to the freedom to come out and express itself in this moment here. I love that. The tiniest little string on the guitar there.
I'm speaking to the Justice League of America. The US of A, hey you, yes you in particular. When it comes to the judgment day and you're standing at the gates in your weaponry, you dare go down on one knee, clap your hands in prayer, start quoting me, 'cause we did you.
Oh, it's a good one. It's a good one. Oh, where to start with that? So, first of all, I just want to mention the production on this particular track. Album, sure, but the track is very nice. It gives a lot of spatial recognition to a lot of different tones that they are bringing out in the music. For example, the guitar, which is absolutely lovely. I love the melody it's played, especially after the chorus, but we'll go back to that in a second. Kind of like, I guess you could say, like the break, where you just hear the, I don't know what kind of strings, I don't know anything about guitars, but like the tiniest, thinnest strings, and you just hear it faintly playing, almost a solo, but it's not. It's more of like a little break. And the way that it's played so quietly, intimately, and yet gives a lot of room, especially the drum beat, which the bass, the kick drum is used kind of sparingly, just at certain moments, but it's just side stick, right? But in that little moment, I just really enjoyed the space that they used in there, and the amount of power that the track brings because of that space. Speaking of which, I really like Chambers on the drums there because it's a relatively straightforward pattern, but he interjects certain things in there that, to me, just brings a certain intelligence and character into the music. So, like I said, you have that constant side stick, you know, that just goes on. Which, by the way, I only heard it like on the second verse, so it may have been on the first. But if you listen, alongside the guitar melody that's playing, there's a little like chord strike of a distorted guitar at each of the hits on the snare, which I thought was really nice. It was just, I happened to notice, and I was like, oh, that's kind of nice with it. Going back to the drumming, later on you heard that snare come in like at an odd rhythm, almost like right after a kick, would pop, and it was a loud popping snare. In the break, about 3/4 of the way through, that snare was brought in almost like a marching band, but not quite as obvious, like a deconstructed march. And then the lyrics are kind of anthemic. Obviously, there's a message to them. And I think that the band gets their point across very well. The singing is not sarcastic, but it has a certain kind of nuance to it, I guess you could say. There's some production magic trickery that goes on later on in the break with the vocals. Yeah, I think that this is a great track with a good message. I think it takes the cake, basically. Programs of violence as entertainment brings the disease into your room. We know the germ, which is man-made in metal, is really the key to your own tomb. Prevention is better than the cure. Bad apples are affecting the pure. You'll gather your senses, I'm sure, then agree to melt the guns. Melt the guns, never fire more of them. Never more desire them. Never fire more of them. Like I said, I think the message is pretty obvious, and I think they're getting their point across very, very nicely. Children will want them. Mothers supply them as long as your killers are heroes. And all the media will fiddle while Rome burns, acting like modern time Neros. Just burning down the house. Sorry, I couldn't resist the talking. And then what I thought was really cool is in the bridge, and then in this kind of like prayer section, which I thought was really cool. Here, I'm speaking to the Justice League of America, the US of A. You in particular. Like can't be any more direct than that. When it comes to the judgment day and you're standing at the gates in your weaponry, you dead, go down on one knee, clasp your hands in prayer, start quoting me, because we say, our Father, we managed to contain the epidemic in one place now. Let's hope they shoot themselves instead of others. Help to civilize the race now. We've trapped the cause of the plague in the land of the free and the home of the brave. And if you listen quietly, you can hear them shooting from grave to grave. Listen, I love the way that he has written about this problem, because yes, look, I'm in America. There is clearly a problem. There is a gun issue, right? And I love the way that he's writing about this. Like, it's biting commentary, but it's something that kind of needs to be said, you know? If you listen quietly, you can even hear them shooting from grave to grave. And it just repeats actually from there. So, like I said, message is very clear. I think it's a great message. I think the band plays it very well. What else can you expect, right? Let me know what you guys thought, though, of the track. You can let me know in the comments below. You can follow me over on Twitter. You can support the channel on Patreon. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope you have a good day, guys. Bye.